Was I the only one who thought PGL actually stood for Parents Get Lost? Turns out it stands for Peter Gordon Lawrence, which is the name of the guy who came up with the idea. See, my videos are educational. You learn stuff. Personally, I prefer to tell the people who brought me into existence to go away, but to each their own. If you're outside of the UK, France, or Spain, they're basically providers of school trips that are pretty popular with like primary schools and stuff like that. My school wasn't actually with them, but we did something similar after SATs, and it's always like an outdoorsy kind of thing, because most kids actually like that sort of stuff. Kudos to them, but I am not one of those people. You've read the title, you know that this wasn't an entirely pleasant experience, so buckle up and prepare to live my outdoorsy nightmare. I was pretty excited on the first day. I'd only ever been camping once before, and I was super young. I have this one pretty vivid memory of my mum's hair almost getting caught on fire, but that was a weird tangent. So I remember being on the coach, watching the rain, and just being pretty happy about it because I liked road trips, despite being infamously car sick. I still do. Also, I usually get to ride shotgun because I'm car sick, so screw you, Ryan. However, all of that initial excitement and happiness was snatched from me as I realised I was now going to have to haul my bags to the campsite from the coach in said icy rain. It was pretty reflective of the trip in hindsight. We finally got all the bags into the campsite and in the main tent, sat down on the benches, which are also uncomfortably wet from the rain, and got talked at by the park rangers. They weren't actually park rangers, but I always thought the name ranger is just cool.
Yeah, I'm a park ranger. I do things like fight off bears, save kids from trees, and also survive in the wild. But I also took time out of my day to talk to you civilians, because it's important to not forget about the little guys.
In reality, they were just people in their early 20s who soon realised that 12-year-olds weren't very fun to spend a week with. What I also didn't realise upon agreeing to do this trip, that every day we do a different adventurous activity. And the first one was, guess what? Canoeing. As if we're not already submerged. Wet seats were something created by Satan himself. It is the purest of discomfort. Also, I'm pretty sure the lake that we were in was a reservoir.
You are fake news.
Other than that, it was pretty enjoyable. Nice view, and it wasn't raining anymore. In fact, it was all just going pretty well until we came back to land. The canoe was kind of joined to another canoe with a suspicious looking wooden plank, so guess what everyone thought would be a great idea? To do a push-up between the two canoes. I instantly started sweating. Getting out of bed has me out of breath. I knew for a fact that I could not do a push-up. I start laughing off, like, haha, yeah, that'd be funny, but we're joking, right? Right? Yeah, no. They start taking turns to do it. Everyone could, obviously, because I assume they're normal 12-year-old kids who actually go outside and don't just play Minecraft all day. Comes up to my turn, and being the awkward little idiot I was, I didn't just say, hey, I'm actually good, guys, you go ahead. But that would involve talking, and we all know how much I love doing that. Help me. I tried to stall but run out of time to be laughing nervously and ended up racing to do the push-up. I could hear the voice of reason in my head, saying, just give up now, yeah, it'll be kind of embarrassing, but at least I won't drop into dirty, icy water with my one good pair of joggers and a fairly nice t-shirt that I like. I ignored it. I lower myself and start actually thinking I could do it, but then my arms started shaking and I felt my elbows buckle. That water was so damn cold. I just stood there because it was only about 2.5 feet deep, so I wasn't even like drowning or literally anything other than just standing there shocked and shivering. Luckily for me, the splash caused a bunch of people to jump in voluntarily, so I wasn't the only one in the water. But my joggers were ruined for the rest of the trip. After that, I was ready to just go chill in the tent for a bit, but no. Came back to the campsite, changed, and then there was the zip line. Oh, the zip line. Remember the rain from earlier? Yeah, you thought that wasn't fun? Try climbing up a set of slippery rungs embedded in a tree. And if you're not the absolute first person who went up, like I wasn't, you're also dealing with mud or whatever else happened to be on the bottom of that person's shoe. It was pretty disgusting and seemed like a health and safety hazard. So you're at the top of the platform looking down at least like 20 feet and preparing to just fall off. I'm alright, mate. And the instructor girl actually offered to push me, which, yeah, I quickly declined that one. Eventually, I was so nervous about taking ages to have my turn that I just let myself fall. To be fair, I did have fun after that, and it was a pretty cool view, even if I was seeing it at 100 miles per hour. But when I came to, like, a stop, they told me that I would have to unlatch myself from the wire so that I could be hoisted down without actually unclipping my harness. This really is torture, isn't it? What if I actually just unlatched my harness? I'll break every damn bone in my body, maybe even die.
Hey, I said the blue one!
Yeah, I know.
Oh, then do you actually want to do it?
I don't know. Eventually I did, and I felt my life flash before my eyes. But I was fine. obviously. We finally went back to the campsite and it came time to go to bed. I shared a tent with 3 other friends, which was mildly uncomfortable at best. Set my sleeping bag in the most convenient possible place, right next to the door. I thought I was so smart. Man, this will be great. I can go to the toilet without like stepping over my friends, you know. And I did enjoy that luxury, alongside freezing to death every night. I made the mistake of actually going to bed in pyjamas on the first night, and honestly I still remember that it was so cold that it hurt. And obviously I couldn't fall asleep, so I spent like a couple of hours just with no feeling except in my torso. And of course I was too awkward to get up and get my extra blanket in fear of waking someone up and having to explain why I was creeping around in the dark at 2 a.m. So once again, I suffered in silence. The day after my first adventure, I sat all the activities out pretty much, but I was slightly more down to try stuff on Wednesday. It's about that time when people started wanting to go home, and honestly I did too. The activity we were doing on this day was terrifying in a whole different way. I swear those activities were designed to target each and every individual fear of mine. This one hit me right in the claustrophobia. We were brought to a horrifyingly tiny network of plastic tunnels. I wasn't exactly the tallest in my class back then and I barely fit. The thought of trying now makes you want to retract into my own body like a turtle. I wasn't particularly scared at the time, I was even kind of laughing at it. It was only until I was about 2 people deep in the tunnel I realised my crippling fear of small spaces. Oh, I'm cringing just thinking about it. I remember panicking and trying to...
Take it back now, y'all. Ow! That was my head, you idiots.
Then I realised I was well and truly trapped. The cherry on the cake was that in a hurry to get away from everyone else, I managed to go in a loop and take longer in the tunnel, making me think I'd be stuck in there forever. You know, thinking back, maybe that wasn't such a good trip after all. Just watching. Sorry it's been a little while, I did my best. Though, once again, I just want to say like a massive thank you to everyone who drew fan art because like, oh my god, it's so cool. I had to like redraw my end card to fit the fan art in, like that is such a cool problem to have. So thank you. The drawings and the people who drew them will be on the end screen. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.
If I could begin to be half of what you